So, as from the topic, I'll be discussing about the synchronized IME transitions. So, before starting, I just want to give a little history of IME. IME is input method editor. These are the all the inputs that we can provide to the Android OS, be it a soft keyboard or a touchpad input or under IME API. And this was supposed to be released in Android 10, but because they don't get a sync between the frame rate and the app app frame, so that's why they just postponed it to Android 11. And at that time, we don't have enough platform APIs for IME for the developers to interact with the IME and make their app compatible with the inputs. So that's why we get a delay in the IME. And they have a doubt that whether because of the IME, their layout of app may get weird or suck. So that's why we get a delay in IME. So this is the some websites. So as you can see in the parallel screen here, we first this is the app which developers develop like most of us, and then IME used to be the internal part of the Android OS. Whenever we need any input from our app, so IME get initialized from the Android OS for our app. So this is how it used to work. So window insight is a capability of Android OS to capture the information about multiple type of content, like navigation drawer, status bar, or soft keyboard. It can be anything. So I insights are the thing that affect the content, and it makes us get the insights of where on which location which of our content would be displayed on a mobile screen. So like in our case, soft keyboard is going to be the animated, which is a new feature in Android 11, and they just get app have a small screen for that particular time when we have a keyboard on, and app adjust their content itself, and they just react to the IME introduced in their app for a particular while. So what's new in Android for IME? IME is currently now providing the information from the very beginning. You can say about the geometrical information that where they now the developer has a complete whole control of from where they are supposed to release the keyboard from. So where they want their navigation drawer, where they want their status bar to be applied on. So now we have a complete leverage which we don't have till Android 10, and we need not to worry about how it is going at the back end and how actually IM is able to let's leave that as a black box, and we just need to call the API from their method and add that code in our app, and we are just good to go with the flow. So bringing new keyboard type specific method which can tell where is keyboard or navigation drawer. So so this is IME Animations. It is synchronized keyboard animation with app content changes. It can do two things. Either it can listen for the changes, like if a person is scrolling and he's at the end of the queue of the all the chats, and now it's a time for him to reply, then he can just scroll much little further, and then he can see then the IME get launched and keyboard can be driven there. So this is a basic code to check whether IM is available for your app or not. So I'm just initializing a variable in which from insets I'm calling the window insets, which I described earlier, and from the type I will check for the availability of IME. Is it available or not available? So I will give you the IME animation example. So what is happening right now and what Android 11 has introduced and how it is making the UI much better and making apps little cooler as well. So I just made one demo here. So as you can see that these four screens of the app. So I just made some one demo app for GDG Montreal in which I have three screens, three tabs. First is GDG Montreal, second speakers, and third I just named it meetup notifications. So whenever I give any input here, it makes you can see that the three tabs get above the keyboard, because whenever IME keyboard is launched, these tabs get pulled up and it's above the keyboard. So it is making the UI some it is not expected thing that we as a developer thought that our three tabs would be just got lifted up because of the keyboard input. So as you can see here, all three tabs are input whenever I'm just trying to type something. This is a inbuilt behavior of Android. As a developer, currently we are just making our layout in such a way that this should not be pulled up, but this is actually it is happening. And yeah, I will just show the video of it, and then I can just show the demo later. So as you can see, whenever I just click the screen, I will go for typing any input here. And as you can see, these three tabs got lifted up whenever I just try to type anything, because app has no control on the IME. It does not know when it is appearing and in which perspective it is going to appear. So this was the issue. And then when we added the new API of the IME platform that they introduced in Android 11, as you can see in the same screen, whenever I am typing, like I type hi all, and my just keyboard got pop up, and all the three tabs are just are at their place, and they need not to be uplifted by the keyboard. So I will just share the demo here for this as in my emulator. Is it visible?
Yes, it is.
Okay, all right. So yeah, so here when we click, and as you can see in the previous Android 10, if I type something, then all these three things get lifted up. But whenever I type here, now say hi, and then it does not do anything like that. So this is what IME transitions sync they have introduced in Android 11 to make our app have a control of the IME instead of just Android OS pushing it to app. And I will show another example for this as well. And so this is very common example of what we do. Most of the IME are going to affect in the apps which are having the chat functionality, or email apps like Gmail, or chat functionality apps like WhatsApp or Messenger. So these are the apps which are basically going to get affected with the. You can see that if I'm at the middle of a chat, and if I just click the type a message text area here, my keyboard is suddenly going to come up here without app knowing it. So it is because it's an Android OS functionality till now. So we don't have any control uh, over the introduction of IME in our app in a sudden way. So for that, we are adding, so this is the new API platform, how we are calling the Windows Insets now. So they have introduced Windows Insets controller, in which we have these 5 parameters, which we can manipulate and change according to our app. First is the Windows type IME, which is going to animate the keyboard for us. And then -1 is the duration, uh, which is supposed to be infinite till the user wants the IME keyboard to be there on the screen. And then the linear motion can be controlled from this. This is the way that user, because it is in the hand of app developer now to have a control of the IME, so we can decide their motion, how our soft keyboard should open, and how we can close it and everything. So these 5 parameters we can manipulate and can introduce in our app. And these 5 are the one which I did, and I just took a copy paste here. And and these are the IME life cycle progress that we have to add. Like you can see on progress, on end, and check focus. And these 3 are the instances which we initialize to make a listener have a listen for the soft inputs from IME. And so these are the method that I just show in the screenshot. So I'll be just showing you another demo of here. Come on. So this is another chat application I developed. So it is just saying hello and Harman. I just made a loop of 15 here, and you can see I am at the beginning of the chat. When I'm scrolling, when I reach the end of the chat, you can see there is a ripple here, like in the like when I got reach the top, there is a ripple, and when my chat is off, so here my chat is off, my ripple is there. When I have to introduce the keyboard, if I go with the flow like a scroll, so I made a transition like this, so you can see that it's on my gesture. I can just scroll like keyboard can be scrolled like I was scrolling my chat. So it is going to make a user experience much better. It is user just think that IM is a part of a app, not any third party thing that is introduced here. So as you can see that with the scroll, keyboard is just populating up and down, not a certain keyboard that used to come that comes till Android 10 and which is available in all our Android phones. So this is a new thing that is really cool as well. So we can make the transitions based on our own will, and whatever the app developer wants to do the transition like. And now it is in the control of our app. So it is in control of this app to how it wants IME to come. And so this is a new feature of Android 11. And so regarding the security, but they have introduced in IMEs, they have, now we can switch. If we switch from different apps, then the app which is having the current IME, the control will be revoked off. And if we are in a split screen, then if two apps request a IME, then only one app will be there which can have access of IME at a given time. Apps opening their separate soft keyboards to at the same time. And the two issues that I found and which are quite weird is that IM is not working right in the landscape mode. And second, WebView still suffers because if we open any web app in Chrome, so they are not just they cannot use the functionality of IME. So I think that Android team and Chrome team can just make a collaboration for the WebView inbuilt for IME as well. And regarding the landscape, I can show you the demo. So if I just rotate the screen and if I click the type my message button, I cannot share the transitions which I can do in my portrait mode, but in the landscape mode it just pop out like it used to do in current of the Android. If I rotate my phone, yes, it's on. Yeah. So as you can see that my chat has been into the landscape mode now. But if I click on now, I cannot make a transition for the IME. It just pop out like suddenly it just can come out the way that it comes in the previous Android version, and it is not cooler, and it just makes user experience a little bit terrible because we do not get in the flow like we are doing in the portrait mode. So this is a bug that they need to fix in the new Android 11, I guess. And so major takeaway is that as a developer now we can bring much richer experience in the apps by using this IME capability. And for the transitions, the sample code that Google provide is here, and the code for these two apps that I developed for this demo is available on my GitHub, so anyone can just fork the repository and you can just play with the code.